Okay, so exercise 10 taught us about different color schemes, and we're going to use the pattern design artwork that we made to apply color schemes to our design. And Illustrator has a really great feature called Color Guide that allows us to do that, and it does it for us, so we don't really even have to work very hard. So Color Guide is actually under Window, just like all the other panels. So you'll scroll down and you'll put that up. Now yours probably is going to show up looking smaller because the options are hidden. So to unhide the options, you click here and say Show. Now in order to run something in Color Guide, you have to select everything. So it's really important that you unlock anything that's locked. So if you have little locks here, or when you open the layer, if you have locks, unclick those. So if it's like that, you need to undo it. Then we're going to select all. So easy way, shortcut, Command A or select all. Or I could actually do all on active artboard, which would not select these then because they are not on the artboard. I'll try that. Now with Color Guide, first thing I'm going to do is click the little color wheel down here, and I'm going to click into it. And it's going to apply those colors that were there here. Now, rather than go with those, because it's a little more simple than what I had originally chosen, I'm going to click this box, which is going to put the original colors back. And I recommend you do that. You'll end up with a whole lot more colors. Notice all those colors. If I had gone with the original, it would have limited me. Now I'm going to apply my schemes. Now this is going to simplify the color, but if you have gradients, it's still going to show those gradients. So we learned about complementary and analogous and triads, tetrads, and somewhere around here, triads, tetrads. Yeah, I guess that's all of it. So you need 4 basically, because what you're going to do is you're going to change 4 of them to 4 different color schemes, and then you're going to put them all together as one in one Photoshop document. So I'll show that. So first step is to choose. So I'm going to go ahead and pick, and I'll start out with complementary 2. It's still 2 colors, but it gives a little more in terms of having darker values and lighter values. So it's a little more colorful. Next, I'm going to click Edit. And notice the colors are going in a straight line, which is what a complementary color scheme is. It goes straight across, but I can spin it. So I'm going to grab the black ring and I can spin it to really any color scheme that I want. Always making sure it stays straight. So in some cases they'll pull apart, although it's not going to do it here. But you don't want it to pull apart. So if it does that, go back and reset. Now you can pull the little various bars closer to the white if you want. And that's going to lighten those colors. It's going to fade them out because it's going more towards the lighter tones. The more vivid ones are going to be on the outer edge. So, spin around until you find one you like. And from there, once you like it, say OK. Now one thing we should do, because I'd like you guys to take screenshots for each color scheme that you make. So let's hide the edges. So we're going to go to View and we're going to hide edges. And that way you can take a screenshot without getting all those ugly paths and points. So now I'm going to do a screenshot, and a screenshot is going to take a photograph of my art. So I need to make sure all my art's showing, and then I'm going to press the Command key, that's the Apple key right next to your Shift key, Shift and 4. And notice it turns my cursor into a little cross. Then I'm going to grab from one corner and I'm going to drag down to the opposite corner. And now I have a copy of it on my desktop. So I have a little screenshot right here, this one. I've taken a bunch today, so you see a bunch of them there, but this is the one that I just made. Okay, so then I can go back, and it might be smart, since you've limited your colors, it might be smart to go back to the original. So Edit, Undo, or Command Z to get your color back. Then go back in and choose a different one. So I just did complementary, so I don't want to do that again. I'll go for analogous this time. And I'll go back into Edit so that I can spin that around and I can change and choose different ones. I'll go with that, just in the interest of making you guys not have to wait. Then I'm going to do my screenshot. So Command Shift 4, and I have my second one. I'll Command Z or Edit, Undo Live Color Changes to get back. And I'll go back in. This time I'll go in and I'll do a triad. And there's a few triads. There's, 3 of them. So pick the ones where you kind of maybe like them. I always pick the ones with more colors because I think it gives a little bit more variety in terms of the overall look. So there you go. That's actually kind of pretty. Now I could edit that by spinning it if I want to. See if I get anything better. And I actually like that first one. Stick over there. I could remember also I could pull these in. I get slightly different looks. I could also really adjust. But you really want to make sure that that scheme is keeping the frame. So a triad has to make an equilateral triangle. So you can see this is doing that. So you don't want to pull them apart. And it's possible to unchain them and then pull them, but don't do that. So I'll say OK. And actually, I don't even have to say OK. I could just do my Command Shift 4 and do my screenshot right from here. So that's even a step less. And then I can go in, and I won't even pick that one. I'll just go in and go to my next one. So tetrad might be nice, that one. And once again, I can spin it around, see what other options I can get. But the great thing about this is that you're going to come up with color combinations that you just never would have come up with on your own. And sometimes if you feel stuck or your design just really needs something, that could be a way to go to get what you, just to get something a little bit better, hopefully. And then I'm going to do my screenshot again. And finally, I've done tetrad. What I haven't done is complementary up here. So I'm going to pick either complementary 1 or 2. I think I'll go for 2. Oh no, I did complementary. I remember that now. I haven't done split comp. That's what I missed. So that's this one. That makes a peace sign kind of deal, a Y shape. So I'm going to spin it around. Once I like it, Command Shift 4 for the screenshot. And there we go. So I could say OK or cancel, it doesn't matter. So cancel. and that'll get me back to my original color. Alright, now I have the screenshots of all those that I just made. So I'm going to find them. And I've actually made different ones throughout the day. So I've got more, variety than you're probably going to have in terms of your choices. And I'm going to drag them all right now into Photoshop. And so they've opened over on my other monitor, so I'll drag them in so they show up. I actually had 5 here. So, okay, so I'm going to make a new empty file, file new, and I'm going to make it 8 by 10. I'm going to use the resolution of 72, and that's because my screenshot is 72. That's the screen monitor, so any screenshot you ever make is always only going to be 72 pixels per inch. I'm going to name it last name, first name, EX11. And then I'm going to be dragging these in, but I can actually make them the right size first. So looking here, my rulers are already showing. If they aren't, remember view and rulers. I need half of 8, which is going to be 4, and I need half of 10, my 5, and I'm going to actually, I don't really need to use these, but I could draw the lines because I'm going to end up having 4 of these, 1 in each quadrant. Alright, to make them the right size, I'm going to use the crop tool. So I'll choose crop, and I want to type in 4 inches by 5 inches with a resolution of 72. And then I'm simply going to draw from one corner down to the other. And that's going to constrain the proportions so that it draws, in that proportion, and then it's also going to cut it to the right size. So I'll click the check mark, or you could always just double click and it'll do the same thing. And then move tool, drag it in, and set it down. And you're going to do that with each one of these. Oops, I keep grabbing wrong tool. So crop. Once you set it once, you don't have to keep resetting it. You can always move the arrows too if you need to just move it a little. And I'll just continue until I get them all cut and placed. So just place them, and if you can get them to come together, you can always use your arrow keys to kind of bounce them around with a little more precision. Hopefully, it's kind of an imperfect act in that, they might be just a little off, but they're going to be pretty good. I'm going to clear guide so I can see them. Oops, wrong thing. Clear guides. So I have a little gap there. And I'm just nudging them until they're in place. Then I've already saved it, but I'm just going to do my save as. Make sure it's named right, save it somewhere, and then turn it on in, and you're good to go.